What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is a review of Monday Night Raw, WWE for 2/25/19, and we're getting pretty close. We're getting up to the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. You've got to have WrestleMania storylines built. They don't really have a lot of that going on, to be very honest. They've got a couple of matches signed, sealed, and delivered. And tonight we finally have a build for another one that's going to be obviously a WrestleMania match. But there's still some weak links. I will say this was a much better show, but still some weak links. So you start out right away with Roman Reigns. He comes out and he gives the update on, his battle with leukemia, and, takes a second to get to the fact that he's in remission and he's back on Raw. So the crowd pops. He actually gets a lot of loud cheers, which is very cool. And then, I instantly saw on Twitter some people saying, like, that's way too fast. You can't get, put in remission that fast. And so I actually did some research on it just so I could know what I was talking about, because I really didn't have an opinion. I don't know how fast it can take or not take. I have no idea. I've never had leukemia. And so I found out that you can go into remission after one treatment. And considering the man has had it for 11 years, they probably found it early, I would have to believe. He's been getting regular checkups. They saw something, gave him a treatment, which means it shouldn't be that difficult to go back into remission. Hopefully, thank God it worked. And so, you're talking from October. That's not really impossible by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm quite sure it's legitimate. So Seth Rollins comes out. They do the whole bro hug, and it was a really cool opening, honestly. So it was nice to see him getting a lot of love, because despite whether you like the character or in-ring work or promo work or whatever, he's a man with cancer. It's in remission, so that's great. So it was a cool feel-good moment, I think. Your first match of the night was damn good. Ricochet and Alistar Black. I love seeing these two on Raw and SmackDown. Raw especially needed some new blood, and Ricochet and Alistar Black kill it. They just kill it. Haven't had a bad match yet since I've been called up, and it's just really, really exciting to see, actual new matchups and guys that are talented and can talk and can do some amazing moves and still wrestle and tell a story. And that's what these guys are. They're just amazing. So they fought the Revival. Good match. Definitely had some back and forth with it. I do like Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. At the end of the day, Ricochet and Alistar Black, they pull out the win. It was a lot of high flying. Really kept you into it. So that was cool. Charlie interviews Baron Corbin after the match. Him talking about what, now that Roman Reigns is back, is he worried? Not much to it, honestly. And then you get Elias. He gets cut off by Lacey Evans walking down to the ring. And then gets cut off by Dean Ambrose, who says he wants to fight Drew McIntyre in a no disqualification match tonight. And I kind of got excited right away. Roman Reigns just announced he's coming back. Seth Rollins was there. You kind of already know that Dean Ambrose is going to get jumped. The Shield are going to come back. We'll get to that. Next match was Riot Squad versus Natalya and Ronda Rousey. Decent for what it was. I like the girls involved in the match. I don't know that I'm necessarily the biggest fan of Sarah Logan. Just not my shtick. Not my style. Just personal flavor, though. But it was fine for what it was. It gets thrown out because Becky Lynch shows up. And she hits Natalya with a crutch. She's going after Ronda Rousey. They're doing a little scuffle. Then Becky Lynch gets arrested for trespassing. And then there's a promo after commercial break. Ronda Rousey's still in the ring. She's asking for Vince McMahon. Stephanie McMahon comes out. And Ronda says, put Becky Lynch in the match. Stephanie's like, I'm not going to do that. So Ronda lays the women's championship at Stephanie's feet. And she's like, Vince McMahon makes all the main decisions. Make sure he makes the right decision. Puts the title on the ground and walks away. So after that, there was kind of a just thrown together, who gives a crap segment. Jinder Mahal's in the ring. He's doing his heel bit, calls out one of the Hall of Famers that's supposed to be here for Ric Flair's 70th birthday. Well, you know, you're kind of thinking maybe they'll do a pop, you know, have one of the, you know, Hall of Famers or whatever make an appearance. And it's Kurt Angle, which they haven't done anything right with Kurt Angle, so it was kind of disappointing. They have a match, Kurt Angle wins, there you go. Then you get a moment of bliss with Finn Balor. And he gets interrupted very quickly by Lio Rush, who is saying that, you know, Bobby Lashley deserves that belt. And then both Alexa Bliss and Finn Balor are like, well, you know, since he pinned you, shouldn't you want to face him and, you know, get the championship and show Bobby Lashley that you're still worth something? Or, you know, that's the essence of it. And basically they goad Lio Rush into a match with Finn Balor. It was a damn good match, honestly. Lio Rush is incredibly high-flying. You know, realistically, he's a really small guy. So, you know, some of these guys are going to be able to throw him around like a rag doll in real life. But he is entertaining to watch, and I really like that. So Balor, of course, picks up the win after a pretty good match. And there you go. Then you get kind of a dumb segment with Ascension Heavy Machinery. Otis is kind of off screen for a minute. His partner's there talking to Ascension. They're cutting down Otis. Otis shows up and hears the insults and then just rams into both of them. It was pointless. It was just really stupid, honestly. So after that, you get Bobby Lashley talking to Lio Rush. He was asking, you know, if he's still, you know, on his side or whatever. They both go out to the ring because Bobby Lashley has a match with Braun Strowman that never gets started. As soon as Strowman tries to get through the ropes, Lashley attacks him. Eventually Braun Strowman turns it around, hits both of them outside, and he just does like that chest bump thing that he does outside and they're laid out forever. So that was kind of dumb. But kind of pointless at this point, honestly. You know, I hate to say it because I do like Bobby Lashley, or at least I used to, but ever since he came back, there hasn't been a whole lot great with him. There really hasn't. I hate to say that, but I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's WWE storylines or if he's just lost something, but whatever it is, it's hurting him. So, you go from that to Charlie interviewing Seth Rollins, and, you know, of course, he's all excited about Roman Reigns being back, and then talking about Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, pretty short interview, nothing major there. Then you get Dean Ambrose in the no DQ match. Pretty good back and forth. I actually like this match. I've always liked Drew McIntyre in the ring, and I like Dean Ambrose. He can be very entertaining at times. You know, it's very hit and miss with Dean Ambrose. Sometimes he's incredibly entertaining, and then sometimes it's just lost on me. But Dean Ambrose is there. Elias comes out and hits him with a guitar because, you know, he hit Dirty Deeds on Elias earlier during their bit. And so Elias comes out, then Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin come out. They're all beating up on Dean Ambrose. And then sure enough, here comes Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. They clear house. Rollins and Reigns, they go back out of the ring. They go up the ramp, and they're standing there, you know, right at the edge of the ramp. And they turn around and they're looking at Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose in the ring looking at them. And that's just kind of where they leave it for now. And so it looks like they might be building up. Maybe they're going to do a Shield match at WrestleMania. That would be very cool. They need to do something. Like, I feel like if Dean Ambrose is really leaving, there's been big rumors about that, you know, then I feel like a Shield match would be an awesome send-off. Like, it would be the last time we get to see the Shield. So after you get all that, you have Bayley versus Nia Jax. I'm not a fan of Nia Jax, so I didn't like this match. Bayley wins, which is great. You know, they just got the new tag team champions, and I'm tired of seeing Nia Jax just look like a monster because I can't stand her. So that's all I need to say about that. Then you come to the last segment of the night, and I was looking at my clock, and I'm like, man, dude, they don't have a whole lot of time left in this show because it was just a couple of minutes to 11. And they're taking a lot of time introducing, you know, all these legends that are coming. You got HBK, Kurt Angle, of course. You had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who was one of Flair's major rivals back in the day. And they brought out Sting. So, I mean, Sting, you know, okay, you're building this up now. And so you've got all these guys here for Ric Flair's birthday, and then his music hits, they call him down, he doesn't show up, and then you see a cameraman being drugged to Ric Flair's locker room, and it's Batista. He goes in the locker room, he works over Ric Flair, you know, it's behind closed doors, so obviously, you know, probably just slamming stuff up against the walls. Drags Ric Flair out, and then, you know, he's like, do I have your attention now, Hunter? And so it looks like it's going to be Batista versus Triple H at WrestleMania. You know, one of Batista's things he said last time was that he wanted to be a heel. When he came back last time, when he was fighting the Shield, he wanted to be a heel. And putting them over as a face, it didn't work out at all. And, you know, Batista was right. So it looks like they're doing the right thing this time with it and trying to go about it the right way. So I don't know how excited I am or not. I like Batista. I think he's always been tremendous. So, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. So that's how they ended the show. I thought it was a big ending, honestly. You know, the fact that Batista's coming back, you know, and he's kind of taking out Ric Flair to get at Hunter. It worked for me. So overall, I did like a lot of stuff they did with this show. You had the feel-good moment with Roman Reigns, a great first match. The big things that I didn't like were Jinder Mahal and Kurt Angle, and that stupid heavy machinery bit. Of course, Nia Jax I'm not a fan of. So, yeah, I mean, it was a much better Raw than in the last couple of few weeks. Still had some weak points, still has some, you know, things they have to figure out how to get rid of these stupid moments. The comedy has not hit in WWE in a long time. Like, there are people that are funny, but their script writing meant to be funny has not worked, and I couldn't tell you how long. So, overall, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I felt like it was strong. I felt like it could have been stronger, but it was entertaining. And I actually might almost want to go 8 out of 10 because, you know, with the addition of people like Ricochet and Alistar Black, you know, you're filling in your roster now with talented people. And that's what they really desperately need. And so, you know, some people had a problem with the way they were brought up. I don't care. They're brought up. Let's do this now. They're here. Let's make something happen with them. That's my thought. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm at. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwoods. Kaged Nation, out.